Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lyds, and we're back for some more Thronebreaker, and last time, well, a whole lot of things happened. Most importantly, after the conclusion of this encounter over here, Rayla got a little out of line, even by her standards. That's perhaps the understatement of the week. She went way overboard, and it got to the point where we had to tell her she had to go. So that does mean that we now no longer have what was previously almost certainly the best card in our deck, and a card that we had built around significantly because we now may have several cards here that do little to nothing at all. And so we are probably going to have to take a pretty critical look at our deck here and see what we can switch around, because otherwise we could be in a lot of trouble here. So, true, we do currently have an invalid deck. This happened to us before, when all of our Lyrians or many of our Lyrians and Rivians abandoned us when we found ourselves stranded in Eddern. And, we could exit and lose changes and continue to have an illegal deck here. Except that time, it wasn't the best thing in the world. It's not like we were having some kind of amazing deck that we were somehow still able to squeeze pie with. Well, we might have been over the provision cost limit, actually. So I guess in that sense, kind of, sort of. In this case, our deck is, it's just bad without Rayla. There's no way around that. You guys were saying a little bit as well how, for those of you who are familiar with Thronebreaker, people will deliberately avoid this encounter altogether and therefore might be able to avoid having to lose Rayla, which obviously would have been nice, but then again, wouldn't have been an honest first time blind playthrough if we just randomly happened to skip this, or if we cheated and looked ahead and decided not to go for it. So alas, now we are stuck dealing with the consequences here. We are apparently on low morale, which I'm not sure I realized at the time, but I can't say I'm terribly surprised about that. So we could pray at this shrine, which is probably something that we're perhaps going to want to do soon. However, there is another encounter over here. No idea what this is going to be, but, it would be kind of great if right around now, maybe we got a new member joining our party, someone to take Rayla's place, someone who perhaps is a little more trustworthy than Rayla was, someone who has a nice, solid card that we can put into our deck, and we can forget about this whole Rayla thing. We did get Gabor at the beginning of Mahakaman, but that was a little while ago now, and I don't think he's nearly as good a card as Rayla was. So let's see what the deal is here, though. Tall bridge. Very specific description.
The Queen noted a building with unusually lavish ornamentation, including shining bronze roof tiles and glistening rock crystal window panes. An important clan dwelled there, Gabor explained. The Breckenrigs.
Could you introduce me?
Meve asked.
Perhaps I can convince them to intercede with Bruver on my behalf.
Oh? Yeah, have we heard that name before? I feel like that name might have come up once previously.
The clan head, Iva, invited Meve to an exquisite feast. But when she broached the subject of the war raging just outside Mahakam's borders, the dwarf changed the subject at once. Looking around the interior, Meve quickly understood why. The walls were ordained with Nilfgaardian tapestries and
I was gonna
rugs.
say, yep.
Gifts from friendly Imperial envoys, no doubt. Meve prepared to leave, convinced she had wasted her time, when someone clasped her shoulder and pulled her into a darkened room.
Oh dear. I was gonna say, when we saw that the initial reaction was not so great, and given how they have all this lavish stuff in here, surely they had some kind of financial or at least trade support from the Nilfgaardians, and that is in fact what is the case here. Now, does that mean that we have just made mortal enemies with everyone in this building? Hopefully not. Hopefully not, but perhaps we're about to find out.
Her kidnapper turned out to be a young dwarf. Female, it seemed, dressed in her nightshirt. She introduced herself as Iva's daughter, Eudora Breckenrigs, and openly admitted she had eavesdropped on Meve's dinner conversation.
Listen, me dad's stubborner than an old goat, but I'll convince him to help ye. For a wee favour, that is.
Okay. Hopefully it's not something that is totally ridiculous.
I want you to steal something from the clan archive. Historiae Mahakamorum, 'tis called. See, me da won't let me betroth me sweetekin Zoltan. Says the codex forbids marrying a dwarf who's left the mountains. But there's precedent. Just such a case described in that document. If I can show it to Da, he'll have to change his mind.
Meve felt sympathy for Eudora and wanted to help her, especially considering the favor Eudora could do her in return. But she fully realized if her attempt to break into the archive ended badly, it would result in a tremendous scandal Bruva Hoog would not soon forget.
Yeah, that seems like that is awfully high risk, high reward. If things go horribly wrong, then they will definitely go horribly wrong. But if we could get the support of not only the Breckenrigs here, but also Bruver, and did notice a familiar name in that earlier description as well, for those of you who have played The Witcher before. Probably rings a bell for you as well. So, maybe that is a sign of, us perhaps meeting a person who could perhaps fill the exact role that we were describing just before starting this encounter. Maybe. Let's not jinx it. Let's see. So we can either accept or refuse. We do have the option. I think we have to go for it, though. I think we need to take that risk.
The pot's worth the play, I believe.
Exactly.
Fine. I accept your offer.
They then shook hands, sealing the deal. Meve had to bite her tongue to stop from crying out, for the young she-dwarf had the grip of a brawny blacksmith.
For all we know, she might be a blacksmith.
Company, and, massaging her sore hand, presented Eudora's offer. Gascon volunteered for the task at once.
Thievery
I'm
is
sure he
my
did.
forte. The dwarves won't notice a single mothball out of place.
I certainly hope so, Gascon. I mean, it does actually help that we happen to have a professional thief in our party right about now. Then again, you know, probably not the kind of thing that Reynard would be terribly pleased about.
Gascon snuck into the archive under the cover of darkness. Just as he was tucking Eudora's desired document into his cloak, he heard
Gascon?
dwarven boots clanking down the stairs.
Gascon!
Gascon swore.
I can't let them catch me.
Oh, I think I see where this is coming. I think I see what's gonna happen next. Alright, we are presumably going to be playing as Gascon here. Very cool. Not very often we've seen that happen. At the campfire, Gascon had proclaimed himself a true master of stealth. We're about to find out if that's really true, though. He claimed he could cross the Novigrad market in full light of day wearing naught but a jester cap with bells, and not a soul would notice. Well, the time had come for the Duke of Dogs to show his bark had some bite. To escape, move Gascon light-footed to the bottom right corner of the battlefield, okay? So it's not our usual Gascon that gets empowered whenever cards move. No, this one's different. Move Gascon using your leader. Okay, so it's a puzzle, special rules, shortened battle, just one round, and a custom deck. Okay, this one's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, battle will last only one round. Ooh, that's a lot of hallways. To escape, move Gascon, light-footed, bottom right row. Move Gascon using our leader ability. Yes, we are playing as Gascon, Burglar. Order ability, move self to an adjacent vertical or horizontal position. Charge 3. Every turn start, gain 3 charges. Oh, so we can... Okay, this is cool. So, we can do it 3 times per turn. We need to get over here to the gate, and we're on the far end. So what are our cards? They are not doing anything. So it's just a matter of us dodging these Mahakaman guards. Do they do anything whenever Gascon moves? Move this unit 1 position to the right. If it reaches the edge of the battlefield, turn it around. Okay, let's do some quick math here and figure out what is the minimum number of steps that we could take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means we should expect that every guard is going to reach the end of a row and start doubling back at some point or another. And so what do these do? Wait for Mahakaman guard to take a step. So we can wait for them to move again. Or we can force them to turn around. This is cool. This is very, very different. And we've had already 1 or 2 puzzles here in Mahakaman that have felt totally different, and I like it, mixing things up like that. But let's see. So every time we move, Mahakaman guards will move as well. Okay, and the direction they're facing is the direction they're going to move. So we need to be mindful of, I think the biggest issue would be if we find ourselves getting trapped. In a situation, like, for example, if we're, I don't know, here, maybe, where, or here, maybe, where basically we can't go one way or else we'll run into a guard, we can't go another way or else this guard's gonna get us, you know, basically can't find ourselves caught in a corner, or maybe, you know, in one of the edges of the board would be the most likely place for that to happen. But presumably, let's see, if we go here, you go here, we have plenty of time and space. You're moving in the opposite direction, so that's also fairly safe. We have plenty of time to do that. I think you're the trickiest one. I think the combination of these two are going to be difficult. Because, yeah, yes, this is the trap situation that I was just describing, I think. Where, for example, if we find ourselves, let's say, here, which I know at the moment doesn't make a lot of sense because how would we get over there when the guards are blocking us, but in truth, by the time we get there, the guards will be on the other side of us, but just bear with me. If we were here, we would not be able to move this way because this guard would block us. We'd not be able to move that way because that guard would block us. Which I know looks like you would just say, well, Lids, just keep on going this way toward the gate. But yet, mirror image of that. Remember, or imagine mirror image of that, where this guard is here, this guard is here. Guard, Gascon. That's really the situation that we need to avoid. Guard, Gascon. Can't go this way, guard is blocking us. Can't go this way, guard is blocking us. If we go this way, then the same situation is just going to continue to happen. So, I think that's the situation that we need to save misdirection for. I think this is going to be the key ace up our sleeve, otherwise the Mahakaman guards might be able to corner us. But I'm not sure if we fail this encounter, if we just go straight into, well, this whole risk-reward thing that we were talking about, you just fail. And the bad stuff does happen, and we are just totally in a really tough position from there on out after losing Rayla and then having whatever setbacks result from this. Hopefully that's not the case, but most of the time in other encounters, if we do fail, we can restart. I mean, obviously, we shouldn't bank on that being the case. But I think we can be somewhat aggressive early here. Do they move on their turn? Like, once we end our turn, or do they only move when Gascon moves? Is my other question. So if we go 1, 2, 3, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, that's okay to do that right off the bat, but we are gonna have to do something to avoid this situation. So, you know what? We're gonna go for it. So we just pick the spot we go to. In vertical or horizontal, can't go diagonal. We just do this. Let's see. They all move as expected. I think they did. Oh, I did not look at Gascon. This unit will be spotted if located 3 positions away from a Mahakaman guard. Oh, good thing I looked at that. I did not read that before. So this is actually extremely close to catching us right now. Okay, it is still safe to go here. What is? Put the corners and shadows to hide oneself. Does it count? Wait. I was thinking about horizontal distance, but I suppose vertical distance may be a thing as well. Yeah, this guy's actually going to be a problem. Because if we go down here and we have to hang out down here for any extended period of time, then once this guy reaches here, he will see us. So I think we may need to misdirection you. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, now I see where this becomes much more difficult. I was like, surely if we just can't be on the same space as these guys, then it's not that difficult. Just misdirect one, maybe two of them, and we'll be fine. No, it's more complicated than that. Okay, so we only have 2 misdirections, though. Ooh. I think we do need to misdirect you. We really need you to just hang out on this side for basically the entire time. And then I think we're going to have to be really strategic about... Okay, we do have 3 misdirections. Okay, good. I was going to say, if we only have 2, and we have to somehow choose which one of these we're going to misdirect, and that becomes very difficult. So... 1, 2, 3. We move down here, and this will move further. That's still safe for the time being. So yeah, I think we use leader ability here. You're gonna have to get moved. I mean, technically we don't need to do it this turn. We could wait until our next turn. No, we should do it this turn though, because we're gonna want to continue to move in this direction. And if we don't have you going in that direction as well, then eventually we're gonna cross paths and you're gonna see us when we're in this position and you're in that position. So yeah, you just need to go.
Huh? Who's there? What a nub. That was close.
Okay, so now my other question was, do they move on their turn? They do. They do. Okay, so that is significant. That is significant. So we are safe from... Oh. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Yeah, even this guy's close enough to see us. That's about to become a problem. Like, if we move here, we lose. It's deceptive. Because the cards... it looks like this is really far away, because the cards are so much taller than they are wide. But that's still close enough for them to see us. So... Huh. We need to misdirect him. Then that begs the question, how are we dealing with these guys, though? Wow. Wow. Okay, now this is not nearly as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. If located 3 positions away. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is enough. They would see us. I was like, maybe there's just barely enough of a margin. No, there's not. I mean, is there any way? If we wait... Oh, hold on. If we do held breath, and you're here, could we then... Could we then move here and have you move there? Or rather, we move here and you move there on the same turn. So we just barely dodge you, then we'd have to keep on moving this way, otherwise eventually you would catch us. We'd have to move to the right every single turn. Right? Yeah, we would. I feel like we may have already messed up. I feel like we focused way too much on these guys, and I did not realize how much of a threat these two were. I feel like we may have needed to actually focus on going to the right first, rather than going down first. It's kind of difficult, because we need to find a way to loop around these guys to do that, but man, yeah, no, this is... I have no confidence in my ability to do this anymore. I mean, we might have to misdirection you, because I'm not sure that we can held breath to avoid you without finding ourselves stuck, moving every single turn, which is, I think, a recipe for disaster. I think we misdirection you, and then we're maybe going to have to do the held breath strategy where we somehow sidestep these guys. We're going to be able to misdirection one of them, but not the other. So that, I mean, that's a problem for future lids, I think. Okay. So now we're headed in the same direction as this guy, which means we should be safe from you for pretty much the entire encounter from here on out. And truly, it means that now these guys are the threat. So if we move here, you will turn around, you will also turn around. So we will be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. I'm not sure I'm seeing a way around one of these guys trapping us. Our timing of the misdirect might have been off on these guys, so we would have very much liked to have staggered them more. Might have needed to misdirect one of these guys first. And then wait a little bit before misdirecting one of you, because we did misdirect one of them, right? I think we did. But I've already forgotten. So yeah, the problem is we move here. You're here. You're here. Which... we need you. In order to win, we would theoretically need you to be far away from this. Otherwise, we're going to get caught by you before we make it. Likewise with this Mahakaman guard. And with them both hanging out right next to the gates, I legitimately don't think we can win. Not unless we backtrack. We might need to backtrack. If we do that, you'll be here. You'll be here. You'll continue to move away from us, making that a little bit safer. I think that's our only possible way. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3 is dangerous. We could still go up here. So we need to be to the right side of these guards, basically. And we need to wait. Oh, wait, it takes a turn for them to turn around if they don't immediately start moving? I'm not sure if we like that, to be honest. I think... we may still need to move one spot further. We're getting close to this guy, so we need to move up. And you'll be far enough away for that to be safe, right? 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna move another step further. This is very, very sketchy. Oh man. Needless to say,
Piece of cake.
this is not exactly going according to plan. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have to move up, otherwise this guy catches us. Is it 3 spaces? Combination of horizontal and vertical as well? So like if we wait here even, with held breath, then you would move up here, and it'd be 1, 2, 3 spots away, we would still lose. I assume that's still the case, which means the only way we can avoid that is if we move up. Which feels like that's, you know, I mean, it's one step away from where we started. Okay, so now we need to wait with bated breath because 1, 2... no, you're still gonna get us. Yeah, we just lost. Unless we redirect you right now. That might be the only way we can possibly do it. And even then, I think we've just so royally messed this up. This is our only redirection we have left. I mean, it does start to split these two, which is definitely what we need to do. Not necessarily the way that I wanted to make this happen, but at this point, we're running out of options here. See, if we go here, you'll move here. There'll be 1, 2, 3. We'll be safe still. So I think we do need to do that, because we're on a bit of a timer, as this guard is going to start chasing us down. Okay. Oh, wait, what? We would have gotten spotted by this guy if this was also a thing, but apparently it's not? Okay, that changes everything. What? So it is just horizontal, not vertical. Okay. That would have been really helpful information to know. I mean, like, we should have lost there, based on the assumption that I was making. But, it would have been really helpful if that was more explicitly stated. So, apparently, I mean, that would suggest we can go right down here. Which, I mean, will be almost right next to this guy. So we're really asking for it, but it seems as though they do need to be on the same row as us. So if we... Well, we need to end our turn here, which means this guard is gonna, what, turn? Also, this was closer than perhaps I was giving it credit for.
Just a bit more.
Okay. So now we need to wait for you to move. And we will be on a bit of a timer as this guard will start to move closer. But I think we may still be doing kind of okay. In fact... Hold on. If we move this way... I think we do need to wait, right? Because you go here. If we wait, you go here. You go here. We need you to be... If anything, we might even want to move here. And create... How many spots are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we were to get here... We'd be safe from you. But obviously that's too close to this guy. You're not quite perfectly spread out. You're close, but you're not quite perfectly spread out, these two guards. May or may not be a factor. Also, doesn't matter which way they're facing in terms of whether they can spot us. Because again, it looked like they would have been able to see us from this position, but apparently not. But like, if we go right up next to this guy, when he's facing the other way, does he see us or does he need to be looking straight at us? Again, there's just not quite enough information to say that definitively. That is definitely playing with fire if we were to go that route. But I say that because we need to somehow sneak in between these guys. We need to get down into this row while we are to the right of this Mahakaman guard. Oh. So many things that we could have done better here. All of this has turned into just trying to make up for the mistakes that we made previously. Pretty much. I think we do still need to hold breath. And then we'll try to go behind this Mahakaman guard. But if we do that, then that means that we're going to have to wait until you move several spaces. And we're going to have to go back up into this row once you loop back around to avoid you. And I don't know how the map is going to work out there. But I think we still do this. Okay, again, they don't see us here, despite us being basically right behind them. Or right above them. So now we're probably going to need to do this. I think. Or we just wait for them to move at the end of our turn. You'll go here. You'll be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have a lot of room remaining here in this row. We're not super limited in time there. So that's good, because we do need you to get moving. So I think we do end turn here. Okay. So, now we move here. You'll go there. I think that may still be what we're looking for. In case it isn't incredibly obvious, this is very much not the most efficient way to do this. I would not recommend it. And we are, in fact, we might just run out of cards. Might run into a time limit of sorts that way. Are we getting... Oh, we haven't used all of our charges every turn, so okay, we do accumulate charges. They don't reset in between turns, so okay, it might still be feasible. I was gonna say, if we go back and forth too much, we might just not have enough time left before we run out of cards to make it to the gate. But now, theoretically, if we move down, you'll be here. That'll be 1, 2, 3 spaces in between us. We should be safe to move down here. So now, what we're looking to do is we need to get inched closer to this gate without you seeing us, and make it so we have enough of a buffer that we can sneak back up into this row to dodge you, and then go and probably enter from here, would be the plan. So, at this point, I think it's basically just keep on walking. And see how things add up. This doesn't look good. This looks very bad. Because we play a held breath, you turn, but I don't think you move on the same round that you turn. That means you'll be here, which means we are caught in quite the corner. I mean, I'm amazed we've lasted this long, to be brutally honest, with how atrociously this has been going. But now the only way we don't get spotted by this guy is if we move this way. We're kind of trapped at the moment. And we just lost, because this guy will see us. But, an effort was made. Oh, dear.
Stop! Who's there?
Okay, can we restart? Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. It's an interesting one, but I totally did not get the right idea here. I think we want to approach from this spot right here and make our way down. And I think we need to maximize the distance between these two. Well, I mean, we could potentially just completely avoid this bottom row altogether if we approach from this side, I suppose. So the 1 card stagger between these two guys is significant, because that means when we are in danger of this guy spotting us, if we move down, this guy's going to catch us. So I think that means... Yeah, I mean, one of these guys is definitely getting misdirected. And if we go down here... I think we still go down here. You'll be here. So it'll be close, but then we misdirect you. Send you in the other direction. As we're doing this, you're going to continue to move further in this direction. Giving us a little bit of a window. I think we do that. That first. Then it's misdirect you.
Huh? Who's there? What a nub. That was close.
Okay, so if we go this way, we can actually continue to go... This is a little dangerous. We can continue to go this way, but as soon as this guy turns around and becomes a threat, this guy will also turn around and become a threat. So that is potentially an issue. We might need to misdirect you to send you in the other direction. Yeah, I think we go here. I think we want to misdirect you almost immediately here. So we might want to pass, or we'll end this turn now. Have them move. then if we misdirect you, this is still gonna be a little close for comfort. We might have needed to misdirect you earlier. Because you're gonna turn around. If we go here... Ooh. We might have trapped ourselves. If we end here, you'll turn. Then we have one more movement before you'll be there. Did we confirm if they see us when they have their back turned to us? I'm not sure if we did. I should have taken more note of that. We can move one further in this direction. So now we need this guy. We need there to be more separation between these two. Yeah, which is why we wanted to flip you a turn earlier. We're learning. Very slowly. But we're learning a little bit. This is hard. I think we still do this.
Piece of cake.
Okay. And so if we move here, you'll move there. We're toast. If we do held breath... Oh, man. Yeah, I actually think we might have completely trapped ourselves already. We go up here, we get trapped by you. We go down here, we get caught by you. We go this way, we get caught by you. We can go this way, but that just delays the inevitable, I think. If we held breath... I'm not sure that makes anything better. That might just make things worse. I mean, we could just try to confirm right now. Just use this as a test to confirm. Does a guard with its back turned to us notice us? Because that would be useful information. You know what? In the name of science, we're going to do this. They do not notice us. Okay. Once again, we're learning information that was not included, but would have been very, very helpful to have known. I mean, now we are definitely trapped no matter what. No matter what? Unless we misdirect you again? No, but we've already played a card this turn. Alright, so we've lost this one. Oh no, we have not played a card this turn already. So if we flip you, that means we can go here. And that means... Ooh. If we end our turn here, so we want you to move. You'll flip.
Just a bit more.
It means we can actually go here. Ooh. I'm not sure we want to. 1, 2, 3. We move here. That's safe. But we can't move here, which is kind of what I'd like to do. This is going to be really close. If we go down here... Are we going to be able to go down there as well? We might be one move away from being able to pull that off. But I guess we give it a try. Maybe my math is off. So yeah, you're about to turn and cause a lot of problems. But we can't move, even though you are going to move. But can we? Oh, we can. Wait, we can put them in the same row? So now we just won. Because there's no one in this row and no one can catch us in this row? Why didn't we do this before? So actually, you just want to be above that guard. Okay. I think we're safe. That is also kind of weird how the guards just casually switch places with each other, but... Alright, I think we found the I think we found the answer. Somewhat accidentally. Weird challenge, a cool one, yes, but there's a lot of information that is not included in the description on the cards and the description of the challenge on the whole, so would have been helpful to have known those things right off the bat, but we somehow stumbled our way into a solution.
Luckily, Gascon managed to do the deed quietly, so the
First
dwarves
try.
never found out who had broken in. As agreed, Meve handed Eudora the stolen document.
Ha!
The dwarf shouted, raising the parchment in a triumphant gesture.
Da can't do nothing to stop her making vows now. I've got to write Zoltan right quick. Thanks. Thanks a million times over.
And we got a new card for it. Valmir's Horn has been added to our command tent. Potentially
Eudora did
added to
her
our army.
part too. Soon after, the Queen learned there'd been a gathering of the clans, and Iva had indeed spoken on her behalf. She could only hope the Elder Breckenriggs had swayed Bruva Hoog as well.
That would be very helpful if they did. Alright, well, we're still on low morale, but we did in fact acquire a new card. Let's perhaps talk to these folks, and we'll take a look at that card.
Eudora Breckenriggs Chive. Oh, I truly like the sound of that.
So, in case it wasn't clear who I was referring to before, Zoltan Shive, a fairly prominent character in The Witcher, apparently is the person that dwarf we were just doing a favor for is trying to propose to, or get married to, you know what I mean.
Oh, there's nothing like solidarity between ladyfolk. Nothing at all. Dad's stubborn, but I always find a way with him in the end. The right stratagem, and he turns into putty in my midst.
Okay.
Eudora Breckenriggs.
Okay, and is this Eudora? Or is this one of Eudora's friends? It's probably Eudora. Okay, so let's take a look at what exactly this card is. I assume it's probably a trinket. Oh no, it's actually replace Scepter Storms. Okay, well, Scepter Storms has been pretty good for us thus far, so let's see what the deal is here. Permanent resilience. Whenever an ally appears, strengthen it by 1 and give it 1 armor. Order move to the other row. So rather than dealing damage, it's about making our own units stronger and harder to take down. Technically, Scepter Storms is 2 points per turn, right? Damage lowest enemy unit by 2, gain a charge every turn. Whereas this is 1 power and 1 armor every turn, which is technically half the direct points. But, because armor doesn't directly translate to points, if we're talking about trying not to get units destroyed, then it does mean we're tanking 2 points of damage. So in that way, it's sort of, in some situations, 2 points per turn. At least mitigating 2 damage per turn versus dealing 2 damage per turn. Usually, at least in multiplayer Gwent, damage is better than boosting yourself, but situational, I think. Depends on what types of encounters we find ourselves in, and so it's really the first of this type of card we've had, right? Basically everything thus far has been damage-oriented or Lyrian Banner. I mean, it's been so long since we used this. Reduce our cooldown by 1 for our leader ability. Didn't even remember that was what that did. But, so I'm not sure if we're going to want to use Valmir's Horn right now or not. I think it's probably something that we'll keep here in the command tent, and if we find ourselves having trouble in one of the encounters, then we can see if maybe having our units be a little more survivable might make a difference, in which case, making that switch could be worth doing. And it doesn't cost us any recruit cap points, because these cards don't cost recruit cap points at all, these stratagems. So, I mean, we could just swap whatever we'd like. Also, our deck is still technically illegal because it's 24, not 25 cards, but that's fine. For now, at least. That should be fine. So at least there's a little bit of good news, even after having lost Rayla a little way back, but a new card, maybe not nearly as good as Rayla was, but I mean, we did ask for a new card, right? So, can't complain about that. But with that being said, I think this is a good place for us to wrap up here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.